saying that it has been a while. I enjoy these like talks and the way we record these and put them out there for people to whoever's listening. But with the move to Europe, it's been a hectic 3 weeks right now, and now I'm settled in, so I'll be like more available to release these kinds of talks for whoever is watching, and I am pretty sure that you missed it too. We're gonna do our best to be more available and to release this podcast. There's shit tons to talk about. Like, things happened lately. So many good news and bad news.
Yeah.
So what's your take on that? How was the last 2 months?
I have mixed feelings because when we I think the worst of it ended with our second loss, or the second matchup with Barcelona, the loss at Barcelona. I think that was kind of like the turning point in terms of like the team. It seemed like, I don't want to say we're like a whole new team after that, but that we looked a lot more lively on the attack, and we just looked better, and we looked more like connected to our game after that. I think that was kind of a wake-up call for us. Jadon Sancho was just phenomenal. Like, and I want to say there was like a stretch of 6 or 7 games in a row where in all competitions where he scored a goal. I know it was at least 5, and that was his career high. And then he scored in a game following that, and he might have gotten the streak up to 7. But like, I don't know. Like, I think after Favre didn't start him against Barcelona, he was kind of like, what the hell? And he kind of went and showed Favre that if he's not going to start Sancho, he's making a huge mistake. And I think we'd all agree that starting Scholes or Hakimi in Sancho's position and then bringing Sancho off the bench is not the ideal move. I think we saw pretty quickly that Sancho is much better at playing his position than Scholes. And Hakimi has a lot of pace that he brings, and he's shown he can score goals as well, but I still think Sancho's skill on the ball and his ability to create opportunities for his teammates is just a little bit better in the final third. I think Scholes is a fantastic left back and Hakimi a great right back. Hakimi even plays well in the midfield, but I don't think either of them should be playing over Sancho at Sancho's position. I wouldn't start Sancho over Hummels at Hummels' position because it just wouldn't work. And in a similar line of thought, I would not start Hakimi or Scholes over Sancho. But after that, the last, I want to say, was our last 2 matches in the Bundesliga. I was a little disappointed. I think we drew with Leipzig, and after watching how we drew, I was much less happy with it because I had missed the match, and I had just seen that we drew, as I told you at the end, and I was okay with the draw at first, but when I saw that Leipzig just scored really garbage goals, like Berkey, he just straight up passed it to them. Like, he came out to clear it with a header, and normally he does fine in those situations. He's normally a pretty aggressive keeper and is really comfortable leaving the box to make a play, but I don't know if he just hasn't tried a header in a while or what, but when he headed it straight sideways and it was picked up by Leipzig, I was just like, I don't know. That was so reflective of the mistakes Dortmund make, I feel like, because it's one of those mistakes where it's like, you want to be mad, but you just don't know what to be mad about because there's so much, like, it was just so bad on so many levels. There's not really one thing you can pick and say, okay, we can't do that anymore. Like, I want Berkey to continue to be aggressive as a keeper. I just don't want him to head the ball sideways when he's trying to clear it. And then at the same time, the goal we gave up following that was just like a collapse in back. I don't know. It was really frustrating to watch us blow that 2-goal lead in like several seconds. And then, of course, we took the lead back, and we looked like we were going to finish the match with a win, and Leipzig had no problem answering. So it was, I don't know, like, you never want to say it's bad to settle for a draw with a team that's ahead of you in the standings, but that was a game where we really should have walked away with 3 points, and the fact that we didn't was frustrating. And then, not only did we not finish with 3 points after that game, we also failed to beat Hoffenheim. We were up 1-0 at the half, and we blew that lead and lost 2-1 to close the first half of the season. That was really frustrating for me. I thought there's no reason we should be doing anything other than winning against Hoffenheim. Like Hoffenheim, they're a quality team, but they're also a team that we should beat, every time we play them. And if we're not going to get 3 points against the teams that are that should be giving us 3 points, I don't know how we want to go about winning the Bundesliga, because then we're going to have to, it's going to come down to whether or not we can get 3 points against Bayern, whether or not we can get 3 points against, the best teams in the league like Leipzig. And we have to be able to get 3 points at some point. And I don't know, we're going to make it really difficult for ourselves if we don't get 3 points in games like Hoffenheim.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, it's pretty obvious to me that you really missed these conversations, because you dropped so much information.
Yeah.
You like, for the viewers who didn't watch Borussia Dortmund for the last 5 weeks, you got them like pretty updated on everything that happened. And
yeah.
For people who are listening to us, if you don't know who Ryan is is a hardcore Borussia Dortmund fan who lives in Michigan, and he's like for Ultimate Borussia, he can be like the chief analytical officer, like CAO, CAO, and everything you read on the blog, everything that has any analytics in it, it's him. Everything that has emotions, where you see angry comments at players, it's me. So these are the two different people there. But for what you said, I'm gonna start from the start. And for Jadon Sancho, the fact that Lucien Favre made him work his way back to the squad, that was a smart move. It was risky because he's a 19 years old who's wanted by several giant European teams. To do that, it's a bit risky to make the player,
Yeah, because he could just walk away entirely if he really wanted to, and that would be the worst case scenario for everyone. Because I think if Jadon Sancho had walked away because Lucien Favre, he didn't like what Favre was doing, he doesn't he loses appeal to other clubs, because they want to see a player who's willing to work. And if other clubs think that this kid's just pissed off at his manager, they're not going to like that. They don't want a kid who's going to be a problem for the manager, especially if he's only 19 years old. If you're a problem at 19 years old, you're not going to be any less of a problem at 29 years old especially if you're a really good talent. You got to be willing to put the work in from the start. And I think Sancho responded the proper way. He responded and came back and put in the work. And I think Favre accepted his message pretty quickly and said, okay, you put in the work, you're back in the lineup. And I'm glad you're back in the lineup, because now Sancho's scoring again. So because Favre, he's kind of been under fire a little bit too. So he's got to be equally as careful about the moves he's making. And if a risk like that with Sancho doesn't pay off, you have to wonder how safe is Favre at Borussia Dortmund, or is his time limited? I personally am not on the fire Favre train yet. I think I'd like to see how the season plays out. I know it's pretty easy to look at it and say we're not winning games we should be winning. We need to fire him, but I don't know. I'm always reluctant to just fire someone in the middle of a season, because I think it kind of sells out on the season. You're kind of saying, all right, we're shutting up shop this year and we're going to wait and try again next year. And I think if you're going to wait till next year to try again anyway, and you've still statistically got a very decent chance this year, then you might as well at least let him finish the year. So if he can prove that there's a reason to keep him, keep him. If you fire him in the middle of the year, you should be at the bottom of the table with no chance of first place. And that's not Dortmund right now. So I say let him finish the year, unless you have the perfect replacement already lined up. I guess if we've got a replacement lined up, which would surprise me, then we wouldn't have to wait till the end of the year. But I don't know who would replace Favre, and I don't know who exactly is in the market to replace him right now, since most of the best managers are still employed at their other clubs anyway. So I don't know.
Exactly. Yeah. That would be a fucking bold move from everyone at Dortmund, and I don't think they should fire him, as you said, in the middle of the season. Might as well let him continue. You never know. We are still in the competition. what do we see here? We are like, okay, we are 7 points away from Leipzig, which is 7 points. A bit difficult given Leipzig's form. I always say that if there is a team that's going to dethrone, that's going to beat Bayern to the title, it should be us. If it should be another team, like, might as well Bayern. I would love to see Bayern win this. Yeah, not Leipzig. Come on. Leipzig are like a team that's like, what's the history of Leipzig? They were like, it's a team that was like, founded like 10 years ago or something.
I think so. Yeah, they're pretty young.
They're pretty young. It's gonna be a shame, for us to give away this season with Bayern's weak season, second week consecutive season. So if somebody's gonna get the fucking title, it should be us.
Yeah.
Let's cross fingers. But let's go back to Jadon Sancho, because people don't know that he started 15 games in the Bundesliga this season. He scored 9 goals and he provided 9 assists, which is still like a big record.
Yeah, he is on pace, I believe, to assist more goals than he did last year. And last year he had more assists than anyone else in the Bundesliga. He finished with 14, and he's already got 9, and we're only halfway through the season. So like, I mean, at this pace, he's looking like he'll finish with 18, which would be, I think, last year 18 would have been good enough for best in all of Europe. I want to say he was close to the best in all of Europe last year. I don't know if he was quite the highest. I do know that he was a little bummed because FIFA gave him a really low passing rating in FIFA 20, and he didn't like that because as the leading assister in the Bundesliga, why is he only a 77 in passing? He felt he should be a little higher rated, and I think so far this year he's put out some good reasons to believe that with 9 assists through what you said. I think it was 14 starts. You said 15
games.
15 games.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
9 assists through 15 games with 9 goals is pretty good.
It's strange because at the Bundesliga website they say it's 9 assists, but at the Transfermarkt website it's 10 assists.
I wonder if that counts the Champions League. But he has more than one.
No. For the overall season, it's 12 goals and 13 assists because he has 2 goals in the Champions League and 3 assists. I don't know, but it's somewhere around that. It's still a very good record, even though he had like 3 off games during this season so far. But I think it's a beautiful record. One other player you talked about, it's Achraf Hakimi. You know that right now Borussia Dortmund, like, officials are negotiating with Real Madrid for a permanent deal for Hakimi because the loan deal is gonna end by July. So they're like might as well try to get something out of it, and there are negotiations. And I guess because Real Madrid are aiming to get Mbappe and other high-figure players by the end of the season, there's a chance that they're gonna sell us Hakimi. It's not gonna come cheap. It's gonna come for around 50 million or something, but I guess it's a good deal. What do you think?
I think that'd be worth it for Hakimi. I think we're a better team with Hakimi than without Hakimi. I know sometimes we like to play Piszczek at the right back, and we play either Hakimi off the bench or we'll play him on the left back. It all kind of depends. Piszczek and Scholes kind of like rotate around in the wing backs, and then he also, like, Hakimi kind of flexes between a midfielder role or a role in the midfield and a role more defensively. And I think that kind of like flexibility and versatility, and the fact that he's like not only able to create plays with his speed, but he can also score goals if he's given a good opportunity. I think he's got I think his ceiling is really high. And I think if we're only going to be paying, 10 million for him or 15 million, I think he's pretty worth it. We spent 34 million on Hummels in the off season.
More like I was meaning 50, not 15.
Oh, 50 million. 50. Oh.
Yep. 50 million, yeah.
Well, you know, when you
Because
said 15, I thought that
current-
was low. I was like,
No,
15 is like a steal. Wow. No, 50? Okay. Yeah, 50. I think he's still worth it, to be honest. I mean, I think
He's worth it. He's worth it.
he's a long-term
I'll tell you
player
why.
because he's young. He's very young.
Okay, I'll tell you why. His current value in transfer market is 45 million euros, and he is 21 years old. He is a versatile player that we proved, like in Dortmund, that we can play him anywhere. He can score, he can defend. Not really defend, but he has pace, you know. And for this season, his stats are 26 games, 6 goals, and 6 assists, which is, come on, for a player of his stature. And he scored 4 goals in the Champions League. He saved our asses several times in the competition. He's very confident. He doesn't get injured that much. He can play 90 minutes and still have like so much pace in him. He plays in the right, in the left, wherever you put him. He can play as a striker as well because he played as a striker in the youth ranks in Real Madrid.
Yep.
So for me, 45 million is still a good deal for a player of his stature. I think that we're gonna get him by the end of the season. I'll be happy to see him here as a Moroccan as well because, you know.
Yeah.
And I mean, I even if it's like 60 million, I will still put my money on that.
Yeah, I think, and also too, I think his value is only going to go up. Like if we don't buy him this year and we end up like somehow going back and trying to buy him again in the future, he's just going to be more expensive. And if we buy him this year, I think in 3 years, if his contract expired or he wanted to go elsewhere, you know, we could sell him for far more than we're going to pay for him this year. And like building on kind of what you said, he set the record for top speed reached in a Bundesliga match in all of Bundesliga history against Leipzig. He hit 36.2 kilometers per hour, which as an American, I had to look up how many miles per hour that was because I knew it was going to be pretty high, but I was still curious, and Americans decide to have everything, you know, in their unique kind of number system. So I looked that up, and that was still like 20, I think it said 22 miles per hour or 23 miles per hour. Like that's as fast as cars go through neighborhoods. Like that's crazy fast. And he reached that on his feet. That to me is insane. Like that's nuts. And like he and Scholes, I'm fairly certain combine to, like, they're the fastest. If he's at the right back and Scholes at the left or vice versa, they combine to be the fastest wingbacks in all of Europe. Like there's no pair of wingbacks that can have that top speed. And like after I saw his top speed, I started looking through like the rest of Dortmund's kind of pace and stuff. Dortmund is insanely fast. I knew we were fast, but we are really fast. And like I did not realize that before. That was crazy to me. Like it looks fast on TV, but like I never knew like 36.2 kilometers an hour. That's insane. That's just that's absurd.
Do you know that he is even faster than Aubameyang, which is the fastest player in world football? Like 36.2 kilometers, 22.49 miles per hour.
Yeah,
so okay,
it's crazy.
The 21, a new best mark has been the time. The 21-year-old clocked a top speed of 22.49 miles per hour in Dortmund's making him the fastest player ever recorded in Germany's top flight since detailed data began in 2011-2012. So he's the fastest player ever in the Bundesliga and can be one of the fastest, if not the fastest player in the world, and faster than Aubameyang. Who can believe that? Who is even faster than Usain Bolt, you know?
Yeah, like it's Aubameyang. Like when I think of like top speed, like Aubameyang was playing for Dortmund right when I got introduced to football and I started cheering for Dortmund. And like his top speed was insane to me. Like I remember watching him and just being like these other guys, why are they even trying to catch him? Like they're never gonna catch him. He's just like people. He would be behind people. And then he would be like, if he was trying to sprint away on a fast break, defenders would turn around to sprint to keep up with him before he got to them. Like, it was crazy. People would be turning around just so that they wouldn't get passed by him, and he'd still blow right by them. His top speed was absurd, and Hakimi beat that top speed. That to me is insane. I think I ended up looking it up. Hakimi's top speed tied like the fastest top speed in like European football history or something, or it tied like, I was researching like the fastest players in like Europe right now. I think the only one who was either as fast or faster than Hakimi was Gareth Bale, and it was like Gareth Bale was like 36 point, yeah, he was like 36.4 kilometers an hour, and Hakimi's like 36.2. Like Hakimi can keep up with Gareth Bale. That's like, put Hakimi, Gareth Bale, Usain Bolt, and Aubameyang on a 100-meter sprint. I want to see that race.
And he is also physically strong. He's a strong player. He's well built, and And overall, in the 15 games that he played this season so far, he had 563 sprints, which is the equivalent of 37.5 sprints per game, which is insane.
That's ridiculous.
The second top sprinter this year is a player called Jean-Paul Boetius of Mainz with 504, which is like 60 times. There are like 60 sprints between them, you know. And to like run at top speed every game 37 times, that's like 37 times. That's like more than one sprint per minute.
Yeah. Like that's ridiculous.
More than one sprint per 3 minutes.
Yeah.
More than one sprint, which a sprint is really like, you know, it's really when the player like runs at his top speed, you know. That
takes a few seconds. Means. It takes time to do that. Man. He's just like Hakimi is basically what it sounds like he's doing is he's sprinting up the pitch on the attack and sprinting back on defense and then sprinting right back up on the attack. Like, if you think about like the 3 minutes between them type thing, that's kind of what that sounds like. You know, he's like sprinting up on the attack, trying to attack for 3 minutes, sprinting back. And it's just like, to do that all match is insane. That's just insane. Like that is like elite athleticism and endurance right there.
Yeah. And do you know what else? What's the big news right now is that we got the one and the only Erling Haaland. I don't know if I'm pronouncing this well. We got him for a 20 million deal plus some extras. It can go up to 50 million. He's like 19 years old, if I'm not mistaken. 19 years old. 194 centimeters, which is like 2 centimeters away from Dan Axel Zagadou, and he is a beast. He played 14 games this season. Okay, let me hit you with these stats.
Yeah.
A 19 years old who chose us over Leipzig and Manchester United. I guess that Leipzig and Manchester United didn't want to meet the requirements that were set by RB Salzburg, which was his previous team.
Yeah, they're lazy.
Were like, okay, let's get him.
Yeah,
Dortmund gave him like number 30, and for this season, in the Austrian Bundesliga, he played 14 games. He scored 16 goals and provided 6 assists. And in all competitions, for the Champions League as well, he scored he played 22 games, he scored 28 goals and had 7 assists, which makes him like in Robert Lewandowski level.
Yeah, that's next level.
It's going to be insane. We have him locked till 2024.
Oh my.
And I can't wait to see him play, man.
Yeah, I'm curious to see like what happens with Paco Alcacer, like how those two interact. But I think, to be honest, I don't think this should take too much playing time away from Alcacer. I think that or if it does, it's I think if anything, they're gonna sub for each other. But I think Alcacer is he's a good striker, but he's not like a physical striker. This kid is like Haaland is by and large like a very physical striker. Like you said, he's huge. He's very close to Dan Axel Zagadu's size. Like that's like Alcacer is not small, but Alcacer is not big either. Like he's average size. Like this dude is big. He's 19 and he's fast. Like he I don't know. If I was a defender, he seems like the type of thing to come out of nightmares, you know? Like he is a nightmare for defense.
Yeah.
I was watching some highlights. He looks he's got decent skill too. Like I don't know, with his pace and his power, like it's a whole new level of attack to our game. Like he is a like really I think the type of striker we needed, because now like we have someone to cross to in the box essentially now. We don't just have to pray. We can actually cross the ball and know that we have a physical player in there who can win it. Like, we don't have to rely on Mario Götze or, like when Marco Reus and Mario Götze are scoring our headers. Like, don't get me wrong, it's cool. But, like, how about just someone who can just body everybody up and just, like, I don't know. It'll be nice to see someone go up for headers, and I won't be worried about, are they going to get themselves injured doing this? Like...
Yeah, we're going to see, like... Remember Lewandowski and Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang's era where we would cross balls. We have goals from so many levels, from headers, from aerial goals, shots for outside the box. We're gonna have this diversity that's gonna come back, and I'm really excited. We're gonna keep it on the positive on this episode because everything is good.
Yeah,
everything is going our way. In the Bundesliga, we can get like second position if we manage to go back and get the league. It's gonna be difficult, but if we manage to do that, it's cool. We are through to the next round in the Champions League, which is good as well.
Yeah,
we're gonna play Paris Saint-Germain next. They are good, very good team. We have chances against them. We can beat them if we want. If players are like set and win with Haaland, with us, with Jadon Sancho, Marco Reus. Our defense is getting better and better. I think that we have more chances to advance in the Champions League and to, climb the ranking in the Bundesliga.
Yeah.
We still have like 17 games ahead of us. We're gonna try to win each and every one of them.
Yeah.
But as you said, Paco Alcacer, Haaland, Götze. I think Götze is gonna leave by now.
I know, yeah. It makes me kind of sad because I love Götze, but like, if he leaves, I won't be mad at him for leaving this time. Like he's allowed to leave and he can go where he wants, because like I love him, but he doesn't fit I just don't think he fits the current system well. Like clearly, Lucien Favre doesn't see in him something that's like Lucien Favre doesn't see a lot of like use from him, which is why we don't see him much. And it's nice, like, when he does come in, he gets a goal here and there. But, like, if we're not going to use him much, I think we can get decent money for him, because I think he's still, like, a pretty good player, and he can go. I think there's a lot of teams that could use a player like Götze. So, if we're not going to use him, I think we should be willing to, like, sell him somewhere so we can get money for him and use that to either invest in youth or, like, invest in a new position. Because, like, we have plenty of attackers now, especially with Haaland coming on. I mean... Reus, Brandt, Hazard, Sancho, Alcacer, Haaland. Who else? Like Hakimi is kind of an attacker even. Guerrero gets in there. Götze. Like we're running on like a list of players who all can score goals.
We should play the clip from This Is the End. Did you watch This Is the End?
Yeah.
The movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. The clip where James Franco, he's like, he's gotta go. Do you remember that? He's gotta go.
He's gotta go. He's gotta go.
Go. He's gotta go. So we have some good candidates for leaving. We have Mario Götze. We have Brun Larsen as well.
I forgot, dude. Yeah, we have Brun Larsen. Like I forgot, he's still on the reserves.
Yeah, he should leave, man. What else? I think Dahoud as well.
He's like Dahoud's interesting. He's fun to watch, and like. He's a good little player, but like we just don't use him much. Like I don't know if we're like if we're gonna have these players who are like decent players and not use them, I think it's worth it to sell them and try and like either invest in a shit ton of youth that can be it for the future, or like try and find like a hidden gem. Like I don't know. Like with Pulisic, he's often doing well at Chelsea now. Like I miss him, but like he's getting more playing time at Chelsea than I think he would at Dortmund, and he's finally he's finally scoring goals because they're finally playing him. Like at first they didn't play him at all, and then like there was like 2 or 3 games where he just blew up and had a boatload of goals. I think it was like 3 or 4 goals in 2 games, and now like since then he's like been getting more playing time and that kind of a thing. Like I think Götze could go somewhere and fit in really well to a different puzzle, but like he doesn't really fit our puzzle.
Yeah, I mean, that will be accurate. I completely agree with you. And if we can sell these players, get a few dozen million euros out of them, use them on other transfers or something.
Another defender. There's a lot of options we could go.
Yeah, and for defenders, I mean, I think we are complete, because I'm happy to see that Leonardo Baledi had some play time lately. Like he played like 3 games and he was good.
Yeah.
He was convincing.
Yeah.
We are playing 3 at the back right now, which is Dan Axel Zagadou, Mats Hummels, and Akanji, who are decent defenders. Maybe Akanji a little bit off this season, but they can cover for each other. But Leonardo Baledi, he's only 20 and he is developing. He is playing games. He's strong. He's tall. He has good game in his feet.
Yeah.
I think defensively we are complete. There's nothing to say. We have young central defenders and young, like left and right backs, full backs.
Yeah, Hakimi.
For the midfield we are pretty set. We have Witsel, we have Weigl, we have Delaney, we have Guerrero as well. Daoud, I don't know about him. For the attack, I mean, some attackers should leave for sure. Like, these players should go, man. He's gotta go.
Gotta go.
Yeah, that would be cool. And what else? I think we covered pretty much everything.
Yeah, I don't
know.
There's a lot to look forward to. I mean, like you said, 7 points away from first place right now with how everyone else has looked and with how we've done this season. Tough to really think that we will come back and win it, but it's possible. Last year we had 9 points between us and Bayern later in the year, but we managed to lose it to Bayern. So if Bayern's not the team in first right now, I like to think that it's anyone's game, and if not Bayern, hopefully us, because if it's not Bayern and it's not us, that's going to be really sad for me, because like we're the team that should be winning it if it's not Bayern. Like Leipzig, like no disrespect to them, they're a good club and everything, but like when Bayern's not winning, it should be Dortmund, and when Dortmund's not winning, it should be Bayern, not Leipzig or Mönchengladbach. Certainly not Schalke, but like I think, are we tied with Schalke right now in the table? Actually, they're close with us.
I don't think so. They are pretty like down there, Oh, they're right behind us. Oh my God, same amount of points. It's just goal difference. I didn't.
Okay, so we need to.
We need to
holy
get
cow
together, bro.
Yeah, the top 5 teams are all within 7 points. Bayern's 3 points ahead of us. Mönchengladbach 2 ahead of them, and then Leipzig 2 ahead of them. So we got to get Schalke. We need to get some separation from Schalke. And we can focus on cutting down that Bayern deficit. And then,
come on.
I don't know. I feel like if we focus on just being better than Bayern, everything else kind of will fall into place. But like, because I expect Bayern to have a really, really solid second half of the season. I think that first half was slow, but I don't, like last year, I think they were in a similar position heading into the winter break. So like, I don't want us to, I don't know, keep your sights on Bayern, and if you do that, I feel like good things will happen, because I think they're going to be a lot more consistent in the second half of the season than they were in the first, and I think they'll also be more consistent than Leipzig or Mönchengladbach.
Yep, I'm pretty sure they will. Yeah, so we covered pretty much everything, and if there is anything else, we're gonna record more episodes of this one.
Absolutely.
So thank you, Ryan, for being here, for doing this, and
Absolutely. I'm happy to be here.
Of course, man. And talk to you guys next time.